This is the Thoughtful Travel Podcast. I'm your host, Amanda Kendall of the notaballerina.com travel blog. Every episode I'll share travel tales from several fellow travel lovers, and together we hope to entertain and inspire you, remind you of some of your own great travel experiences, and encourage you to hit the road again soon. Hello and welcome to episode 302 of the Thoughtful Travel Podcast. This episode is all about my experiences in Chiang Rai in the north of Thailand just last month. It feels more recent than that, but apparently it's last month already. Crazy. Before I begin, I'd just like to pay my respects to the Whadjuk people of the Noongar Nation, where I'm recording this podcast today. So, I have long wanted to visit Chiang Rai. During my childhood, I knew of it because my aunty came from Chiang Rai and we, used to talk about it. Didn't know much about it. It felt far away when I was a kid, but it was a place I'd always wanted to know. And when this trip came up, it was pretty exciting to get there. So if you don't know, it is in the far north of Thailand. So it's northeast, maybe northeast. How do we say this? Of the more well-known Chiang Mai, which is quite a meeting place of digital nomads these days, and quite a popular tourist destination in itself. So during our days in Chiang Rai, we got to see quite a few things. We weren't rushed. It was just it was a really lovely pace. But I did have, let's say, 3 highlights, which I'll talk about today. So they were the White Temple, our day at the Ahsa Farmstay, and our day at the Pangha village. Actually, 4 highlights, just briefly, because the other thing I really enjoyed was going to the Golden Triangle, so I could stand in Thailand and gaze over the river to both Myanmar and Laos. And as an Australian, those kinds of borders are just magical. You can't stand anywhere in Australia and see to another country. I always love that kind of thing. When I lived in Bratislava, I've probably mentioned this sometime, I had an apartment where I could look out into Austria and Hungary, which always astounded me. But they were both, relatively far away. But in this case, at the Golden Triangle, I could see very clearly Myanmar and Laos while standing in Thailand. So that was pretty cool. But that's just a small, by the way. So the main activity we undertook on our first day in Chiang Mai was to go to the White Temple. And I will leave lots of pictures in the show notes, and you must go and have a look, or have a look on my Instagram at Amanda Kendall, because I've got a bunch of photos and videos there as well, because the White Temple is something pretty unique and pretty amazing. I actually have a real passion, I suppose, for intricately designed buildings, perhaps is the best way to describe it, like La Sagrada Familia in Barcelona and St. Basil's Cathedral in Moscow. And until I got to the White Temple, I didn't really realise that was going to be added to this list of one of my all-time favourite buildings. I kind of had Googled it briefly, I'd heard of it, but I didn't really understand. So the story of the White Temple is that the location where it stands today housed the original temple. The proper name for that is Wat Rong Kun, and that temple was in a state of disrepair, and the local artist, who's a pretty famous artist at that, Chalermchai Kositpipat, he had returned to Chiang Rai after studying art and being abroad, etc., and he decided to kind of restore it, rebuild it, and turn the White Temple into a work of art. Well, to turn it into the White Temple. So these days it's kind of like a combo of a work of art and a temple. It's very, very different, and I absolutely loved it. So I don't think in a podcast format I can do a very good job of describing it, so I definitely will add some photos. And like La Sagrada Familia, actually, it's still a work in progress, and they say it may take decades to be completed. But broadly speaking, it consists of a bunch of very white, very ornate Thai temple-style buildings, and they're decorated with tiny pieces of mirror amongst the white, so it's very shiny, very blingy. And as you reach it, there's a bridge over some kind of creepy reaching hands. This is hell. You have to cross this hell to reach heaven, according to the artist. And then inside this main part of the temple, unfortunately, no photos are allowed there, so you'll just have to use your imagination. But it's very intriguing mural art on the walls. And it includes representations from like pop culture, like there's paintings of Michael Jackson or Doraemon, Freddy Krueger, Harry Potter, Superman, a very eclectic array of pop culture stuff, along with like scenes of nuclear warfare and terrorist attacks and stuff. So kind of giving this, reminder of what we have done to damage the world. And yeah, it's not like any temple I have ever seen before. Now, this artist, Chalermchai Kositpipat, has basically built all of this from his own funds, and you can donate. I don't know where, but I just read about it later, in fact, so it's not a big thing. I assume it's not a big thing. You can donate, but he's put a limit on each donation amount, which is, I think, around under 500 Australian dollars, so that, he says, so he's not influenced by big donors. So it's all for the art. It's amazing. On the grounds is actually also a building which displays his paintings and some other art. I bought a print there to bring home to remind me. I really liked his really kind of unique take on a mix of traditional Thai art with all kinds of modern ideas as well. It's pretty hard to describe. I could go on about it actually. So there's so much to see in the White Temple, and there's several more buildings and more of it. But basically, if you are in Chiang Rai, it's an absolute must-see, and actually also would be a great place as a thoughtful traveller to read up some more about before you go, because there's all kinds of things you could be looking for. So that was the first day, and then my highlight of the second day, in fact, both day 2 and day 3 of our Chiang Rai trip were really good examples of, coincidentally enough, community-based tourism, as I mentioned, or as last week's episode 301 focused on. So on the second day, we went to the Ahsa Farmstay and Ahsa AHSA. It's about 45-minute drive north of Chiang Rai city. It's a very cool place. So we arrived. We got taken on a farm tour. Our nice baskets in hand to collect some of the ingredients for our lunch that we were going to be making later. And we went with one of the farmers and got to taste little fresh snippets of all kinds of things like turmeric, ginger, white turmeric. And we also, now this astounded me, we saw the rice fields because when you stay there, if you're there at the right time of year, you can also kind of harvest rice and plant rice and those kind of real farmy things. But I actually, for the first time, I learned that sticky rice, as in like mango sticky rice and all sorts of other sticky rice dishes in Thailand, is actually like a different grain to start with. I just thought it was, a normal regular rice cooked in a special way. So maybe I'm the only one who thought that, but I was like, so that was the sticky rice field, and I can't remember what the other rice there was, but another rice. So we got to, we wandered the farm, and then we had a tour around the homestay houses. So they have some homestays there. They have kind of enough for they have 4 rooms, I suppose, and then the adjoining room where the family stays, and you get to cook together and so on as part of the homestay. So we did that, and then we got to cook our lunch together, and it was lovely. So it was less formal cooking class and more cooking together, although we each had our own kind of collection of ingredients and little stations to work from. But it was like, a nice casual version of a semi-cooking class. It was beautiful. And I actually thought I cooked what was the most delicious meal I'd had in ages. It was really, I thought, really good. But our host from the Tourism Authority of Thailand, Beam, he taste tested all of them. And I think mainly because we did not add anywhere near as much chili as he would usually do, he said, acceptable standard. So we joked for a long time about our acceptable standard of cooking. But anyway, after lunch, I actually had a lovely chat with one of the women who is running the farmstay. Her name is Aun Wannamala. And I've got an excerpt from our interview to share with you.
Here we call Ahsa Farmstay. That we built this place about from 2016. 7 years ago. We work together with 2 or 3 family work together, but it's not like a cooperate. But we are a family.
Right. Are you related? Your family?
The new generation that we want to come back the place that the first time generation they work in the rice field, but farmers in Thailand it's poor like this.
Yes.
We are the new generation that we want to work rice field and then make something for the tourists to grow up everything.
Yes,
in
so
life.
It's better for the family
yes.
as well, and really good for tourists.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We try to do many things that I think now the new generation they don't close the culture or the traditional. We make this restaurant to show the people who comes to cook with wood, not gas, not use electric, and we use bamboo leaf instead on plastic because we have a problem with plastic. And to get more money, just only restaurant or rice, it's not enough because we work many people, and then we make a house like a homestay for the tourists who want to stay with the real family, farmer family.
It's so beautiful. I was lucky enough to see through the homestay, and it looks beautiful. It's made sustainably, and you have this feeling of being really away from the city, and so relaxing.
And you see, we make just only 4 rooms. It's just only 10 or 12 people because I think if we make the big place and a lot of people, we cannot keep the traditional small group, and we can treat, we can take care, we can take care them like friends who come to visit us in our house. Here we cannot do like a cooking class like a hotel or like a school, but we can cook together. We can cook together. We can enjoy to cook, to taste the local food together, and we have the real rice field that who would like to try to plant. You have to come here when the season of we plant.
Right.
You can work the real one.
Yeah,
and
that's cool.
If you would like to cut the rice, you have to come to us in November, something like this, because we work all years.
Right.
But many activity to do. And we have spa also.
Yes,
you try already, right? Yes.
Chicken coop spa.
Yeah, chicken coop spa. Inside the chicken coops, you see we boil the herbs, many herbs inside, because these are traditional northern Thailand, because the woman who are pregnant and birth, and then herbs and can help when steam inside can help the body. Yes, it's good for mom.
Right. I have to say the cooking I did here today was my favourite cooking experience ever.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Because it doesn't feel like a
not like a class, but like I would like to show you that you are my friend, and you comes in my house, and I can we help together. Not I teach you, but we help together.
Yeah. That's exactly how it felt, and it was very delicious. So delicious. So
thank you so much.
Thank you. My day out at Ahsa truly was one of the favourite travel experiences I've ever had. It was just a perfect combo of being in a beautiful place, doing really cool things with delightful people, and it kind of fitted into my thoughtful travel values as well. really perfect all round. Now, the chicken coop spa, you may not be able to imagine from the words because I definitely couldn't, but pictures in the show notes, you will find out what it is. It's kind of different and I look funny, but it was very lovely. Okay, now the final part of my Chiang Rai experience was on our final whole day up there, and a similar kind of community-based tourism adventure. And we went out to the Bang Pa Ha community, which is in Mae Sai, in the far, far, far north of Thailand, not far from the border. So we spent the day out there, got to have particularly awesome wellness experiences, and I'm actually not really a big wellness person, but in this case I got to have a really amazing foot massage and a facial with this special silk stuff, and as you can tell from my description that I'm not very good at this stuff, but yeah, it was amazing. We made mulberry pulp paper, all kinds of anyway, you'll hear a bit more about it. I chatted there with Tirapon Saraprom and asked him about what kinds of things visitors can experience at the Pangha village.
My name is Tirapon. This place is the tourism center of Pangha village. All tourists come to Pangha came here first.
Right.
And take many activity. In Pangha village have 10 activity. Number one is activity is mulberry paper make. This activity is very important in Pangha village because 8 years ago, Princess Linton of Thailand, she been here for make the paper.
Wow. Amazing.
After that, the Thai people, the tourists, all Thailand know here and come here.
Wow.
Many.
That's so special.
Follow the princess. The princess.
Yeah.
And this Pangha is TAT tourism of Thailand. Say it's top 10 of Chiang Rai. The visitor must come.
Right.
Top 10.
Top 10.
Yeah, top 10.
Yeah, I believe it. It's so amazing.
You think so?
Yeah.
You think so?
Very good so
Yes.
far.
Yeah.
But I haven't made paper yet.
But also this Pangha village has homestay for the accommodation. Maybe 10 homestay around village.
Nice.
The tourists can stay Pangha 1 night, 2 nights, and we have local food, many local food. Today in this land, you see and take the local food. Lam, alloy mean delicious.
Delicious.
Yummy. Yeah.
I learned this word yesterday. Yeah. Very good.
Yeah.
And I just had a massage, and there's some other kinds of massage here. Can you explain a little about the massage?
Massage is local massage. The villagers, the people train the massage for the health. The massage from traditional medicine. Pangha have a special product. Product is only Pangha, only here in Thailand is golden silk. After lunch, Jinalak explain you on about golden silk.
Yeah.
Golden silk is innovation from the mulberry paper. Innovation approved to the golden silk is a cosmetic.
Oh, wow.
Amazing. You will try the mask or face mask.
Yeah.
Afternoon.
I look forward to that.
Yeah. It take around 1 hour.
Okay. Oh, beautiful.
You like?
Yeah.
You like Pangha?
Yeah. Why do you like being here? What do you like about working here? About being part of?
Because I born here. I born here in Pangha.
Yeah.
I love my village because my village is local. Outside is peaceful and quiet, and the people is friendly. not same in the city in the Bangkok. Really busy. I don't like.
You don't like going, yeah?
I like this my village because the people, my friend, my family is happy, has happiness with our works.
Yeah, that's so special.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
ขอบคุณค่ะ Yeah, so apart from the foot massage and facials and the paper making, we also got to meet Jinalak, who's the woman behind these silk products. She's born and bred in the area, but a really incredible businesswoman and innovator. So she explained how she'd worked with the local university to develop this entirely new way of harvesting silk from silkworms. Now, I remember growing silkworms as a kid here in Australia, and, you know, you would end up with a cocoon with the silk in. And the old way to harvest the silk was, or as Jinalak explained, was boiling them, this is not very nice, boiling them and killing them in the cocoons to retrieve the silk. But they've managed to find a way to get the silkworms to kind of spin the silk across a board, and then at the end they're able to make their cocoon and become a moth as usual. So really, really intriguing. She's gone on to make all kinds of like facial products and skincare products from the silk and had all kinds of success. It was super interesting. So yeah, it was overall out at Phang Nga, just really great to be able to meet all of these interesting kind of people. And it was so lovely having the full day there so we could have all these conversations and kind of experience everything at a relaxed pace. And that is my favourite kind of thoughtful travel. So it was actually the kind of place you could stay several days. There was other things that we didn't get to experience. And yeah, I think I would also like to return there. I basically want to go back to everywhere. So anyway, as you can tell, I had a fabulous, fabulous stay in Chiang Rai. In case you haven't caught up on my other episodes about this, just full disclosure, I was on a media trip, so I was hosted by the Tourism Authority of Thailand. However, my opinions here, totally my own. I agreed to go on the trip because the itinerary sounded like a particularly thoughtful one, and it was really a thrill that it actually turned out to be exactly like that. It was not just on paper a thoughtful trip, it really was in reality as well. So it was, yeah. As you can tell, I'm pretty enthusiastic about it. So thank you so much for listening to episode 302 of the Thoughtful Travel podcast. I have some links to share for the Ahsa Farmstay. If you are ever up that way, go and look it up and maybe stay a couple of nights. Ahsa is ahsafarmstay.com. I'll also leave a link to some information about the Ban Phang Nga community. The website's quite long, so you just need to go to the show notes for that. And of course, if you didn't listen to episode 301, community-based tourism, then that's pretty relevant when we've talked about a couple of these examples as well. Don't forget to come and join either the Facebook group or the LinkedIn group for Thoughtful Travellers, or both. Of course, there's different content in each. The links are in the show notes, or just search for Thoughtful Travellers in those platforms. As promised, lots of photos in the show notes as well. And for this episode, they'll be at notaballerina.com/302. As always, thank you so much for listening. This has been another episode of the Thoughtful Travel podcast. Show notes and other information are at notaballerina.com/podcast. Join me again soon for another chat about why we travel. Bye for now.